We've all heard the curious story related to the birth of Jesus. And that was when Jesus was born, these three wise men, these three sages, came to Israel asking, "Where is he who is born the King of the Jews? For we have seen his star, and we've come to worship him." When they first saw his star, they rejoiced with exceeding great joy. The star went before them, till it came and stood over where the young child was. And when they saw the baby, they fell down and worshipped him, and they presented him gifts, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Now that star was of no ordinary child, but it was a sign of a descent of an avatar, one who's liberated and chooses to return to uplift humanity. And it's a sign also that he brought divine consciousness to earth, even while playing the part of a human in a human drama. This is the role of the avatar. As Sri Krishna tells us, whenever dharma declines and adharma is in the ascendant, I incarnate myself on earth as an avatar, appearing from age to age in visible form. I come to destroy evil and to re-establish virtue. And these three sages who came to honor the birth of an avatar, they themselves were also avatars. Yogananda ji said that in previous births, they were Babaji, Lahiri Mahashaya, and Sri Yukteswar in their previous births. And that later Jesus repaid that visit and came to India when he became a young man. That star that the sages saw, this is the most curious thing, that it couldn't be a physical star. A star couldn't hover over only one house. And rather we presume that they saw it within themselves, that it was an inner star. When they saw his star, the star of Jesus, it was written that they saw it in the east. And several times in the Bible, the east refers to the forehead. In the forehead, at the point between the eyebrows, that's where we see inwardly, we see the spiritual eye, the single eye, said. And even Jesus said the light of the body is the eye. If your eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. And it's also written there, he brought me to the gate that looked to the east. And behold, the glory of God came from the way of the east, and the earth shone with his glory. The spiritual eye is the chakra or gate which faces the east. And this vision of inner light comes in deep meditation, as Yogananda ji taught us. Also, another reference that St. John in Ecstasy, he refers in the Bible to the chakras as being the 7 candlesticks, and the sound of Om as being like the roar of many waters. Swami Kriyananda once went to the island where St. John had this ecstasy and communed with St. John and tried to convey this in a song that he wrote. And we've all heard those accounts of people who have had near-death experiences, and so many of them, they talk about being drawn through a tunnel and emerging from the tunnel into light. And this seems like a frequent, like a universal occurrence of people all over the world having a similar experience. And deep meditation may draw the same experience of feeling that we're drawn through a tunnel, and the tunnel of the spiritual eye that can be, as pictured, a golden halo surrounding a field of blue, and in the center a speck of light. And if we see that perfectly, it becomes a 5-pointed star. And then it can seem, maybe we just see a blotch of light. It seems two-dimensional. But in time, each one of those colors can become a tunnel, including the star that draws us through it. The three wise men are depicted as having traveled long distances on camels at great expense and self-effort and inconvenience to offer themselves, to offer gifts, to humbly bow down to their fellow avatar, to the manifested God. But their journey above all was an inward one, following intuition, following love in their heart, following inner guidance to lead them to divine love. And all of us are on a similar journey as those wise men, on a spiritual search. And we're already wise because we're not looking for happiness in outer things. We know we can't find it there. We learn to calm our mind. We learn to calm our emotions, turn off the 5 senses, and to practice stillness. We uplift our consciousness to that gate, the spiritual eye, the star of the east, to experience deeper stillness. At the heart of all movement is that stillness. And complete stillness in creation is Christ consciousness or Krishna consciousness. And when we're truly aware of God in every atom of creation, then we live in that consciousness. And my wish for all of you this Christmas is that inner stillness, that we can always carry it with us. Thank you.
Such a joy for our spiritual family to come together and celebrate once again the birth of Christ. The birth of any of our great line of gurus is cause for great celebration, and it's just so wonderful to see us all here today, knowing that it's very important to come and honor this very blessed occasion when the avatar descends to be with us. The great masters incarnate again and again through all the ages to help those of us on earth who call to them with love and reverence. You know, God, please come to me. God, I need your help. I need your protection. I need to feel love. I need to feel hope or faith. And again, God descends and answers our prayers. And through all the ages, they the different avatars come and they bring a message and a teaching depending on the age, depending on the time and the culture. And the message of our great avatars is one of infinite stillness. Like Keshava said, Yogananda said, Christ consciousness is the awareness of God in every particle of creation. The awareness of God. And when we think of our teachings, Om Tat Sat, it's like unmanifest spirit created vibration. That vibration created everything around us, creation. But at the center of the movement of every particle of creation is also stillness. So we reach that stillness, which is, so the Om is the vibration, Tat is the stillness within creation, to commune with Sat, the stillness of infinite spirit beyond creation, unmanifest spirit. And how do we think of that? Yogananda gave us, or Swami Kriyananda gave us the examples of like many, many pots of water lying in the sun. So the sun is out shining into those individual pots of water, and we can see the sunlight reflected perfectly in the pots of water. And so this is the reflection of light within individuals, that infinite, eternal spirit can be reflected perfectly. But sometimes in our pots of water we have leaves and sticks and twigs and things like that. Not so easy to see the light. So we just need to continually purify ourselves to clear that pot, to clear that water, so that we can become ever more perfect reflections of God in this world. So the avatars of our line of gurus brought us an appropriate message for this age of energy. And that is that we are not material beings. We are beings of energy. We are beings of light. We are beings of consciousness. And then they showed us how to understand that. They just said, go inside. Look at the breath. The breath will take you to that stillness that you are seeking. If you can reach that stillness, you can commune with cosmic stillness. And the message that Mary and Joseph were waiting for 2,000 years ago, Swami Kriyananda said, there's a tradition that Mary and Joseph were part of a sect of Jews who were the Essenes. And, they are very spiritual people, simple, high thinking, simple living, very full of faith in God and God communion. And they were following their previous masters, their prophets, who had also communed with God and told them the Messiah would be coming, an avatar would be coming. So this sect of Essenes, this spiritual community of the Jews, they were awaiting the Messiah. And so they purified themselves. They were ready. And so when God chose Mary and Joseph, and the angels came to Mary and Joseph to tell them, you're the ones that are chosen. You're the one that's going to be the parents of the Messiah. They were ready. They were listening. They were waiting and said, thy will be done through me, through us. Thy will be done. And so the masters are constantly vibrating to us all the time. Their vibration of oneness, their vibration of love, of light, of wisdom. And of course, we as their chelas, our job is to listen to that vibration. Where is that vibration? Can I hear it? Those of us who are just singing in the choir, we've been practicing. We're trying to sing on the same notes, or we're trying to harmonize with the same notes. And so sometimes we said, no, that's the wrong note. Or then we said, yes, we all got the right note. So these masters are vibrating notes to us, frequencies all the time, just pulsing to us. And so are we going to be, distracted and too busy to hear the note? Or are we going to constantly, day to day, try to tune into that note? where is that vibration? Can I feel it? Can I hear that note? If I can hear that note, can I attune myself to that note, to that vibration? Because we're always attuning ourselves to something. But are we tuning ourselves to that vibration that's pulsing to us from God, from the Masters, from Divine Mother, just pulsing to us, saying, I'm always here. And of course, one of the easiest ways we can commune with that vibration is meditation. Just very simple, very easiest first day of basic course, just follow the breath. Follow the breath. It's the source of this physical life, but it's also the source of the stillness that you're seeking. And that breath, just listening to that breath will take you to that Om vibration that they are emanating to us. The Divine Mother is always, Om is within me. Om is all around me. Om is everything. Because one of the difference of the great masters and ourselves is that they are aware of God's essence in every particle of creation, and we are not. They come into the world, they live, but they don't get sucked in by the stories of Maya and all the complexities and all the hard knocks and all the stories that every one of us have about our lives. They keep it simple. God is everywhere. God is in everything. God is in my job, my family, my Sangha, my meditation. There is no separation. It is just God emanating all the time with that infinite stillness. And then when we can reach that stillness in Om or in vibration, then we can expand our awareness into infinity. And that's the path. And the masters come and tell us how to do it. They're doing it. And they said, follow us. We can do it. That's because somebody taught us. And so we followed what they told us. So they're saying, please follow what we tell you because you just become like us. And that's how we can expand the cup of our consciousness to receive their infinite consciousness. Remember, it says in the Bible, those who received him gave them the power to become the sons of God. How do we become the sons and daughters of God? Expand our awareness into infinity and receive them. So it's such a blessing coming together on Christmas because we can, I don't know how many of you were here last Sunday for the long Christmas meditation, but Yogananda ji said, we have spiritual Christmas and we have social Christmas. Today is social Christmas. Last Sunday was spiritual Christmas. And for any of you who were in this temple last Sunday, it was very, very still. And so the gift that we received in communing with that stillness is that we can take that divine presence and bring it out into our family, to our friends, in giving to each other and sharing love with each other. And so on a day like today, we can be so incredibly grateful that they come again and again and again so that we can get closer and closer and closer to becoming the sons and daughters of God. And with that gratitude, with that open heart, we come to the birth of baby Jesus, and we come to Krishna's birth, and we come to the birth of the baby that just opens our heart. We just want to give our full self to the baby. God as baby. We don't have to think about ourselves at all. We just love. We just give. And that's the gift of the baby, and the baby Jesus, baby Gopala. And so on this day we embrace that beautiful, beautiful gift. And we just have gratitude that Yogananda ji, that Swami Kriyananda has given us this beautiful, beautiful family. And just let's go out with that stillness, with that love, and uplift everyone around us. Share that calmness, that peace, that faith. That faith gives us courage. Faith and courage and calmness with this world.